Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. That whole thing.
No, because you're not Kriana. You don't do that.
You know.
Damn it.
Every time we did that, like, please select your podcast, we're like, all right, we should start recording. She's like, I've been recording 15. I got all of that. Like, damn it.
Nice. All right then. Hello there, ladies and gentlefolk. Rebel here with HJK and Squee.
Hello.
Hello.
And welcome to another episode of the Zcast.
Hello.
Hi.
I fucking hate the pair of you so much.
Hello.
Hi. Okay, I'm done.
I am saying I am hosting this call and I can just get rid of you two. That's the thing I can do, right?
I can't do that for too long. I have too many co-commentators do the same thing to me.
Hello. No.
God damn it, HJK. Alright, so that was an interesting start to the podcast. It was one of the most intelligent ways to begin.
What?
For HJK, anyway.
What do you mean?
No, it's alright. I just replayed someone else's voice to sort of hide the pitch. Made the pitch a bit higher slightly.
Wow, you're gonna that, are you? Son of a bitch.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. So,
It's like, actually, whenever HJK speaks, we were actually just replacing him with Sean Connery's knighting ceremony.
basically, what we're doing when we have HJK on is we're replacing what he says and we're taking the words and we're putting them into an Android 19 synthesizer, and so that's all we get.
Okay, can we do this? Can we just replace whatever he says with some random quote from David Tennant?
No, that would make him sound vaguely interesting. We can't do that. It's a terrible concept.
Okay, do it to me.
No. No one would believe it.
It's just a matter of Squee. Hello, Z.
Oh God,
Dragon
no.
Ball Z League. Woo!
Wait, that's the thing we're supposed to
That's
do.
the thing.
Yeah, week 8.
Yes, week 8, the start of the second half of the season. I mean, I guess it's a
pretty much.
15-week season. I just figure week 8's the start of the second.
Well,
half.
I thought Muscle
It is
versus
now.
Ginyu in week 7 was the start of week
Yeah,
the half
right.
past,
You're
but
gonna
whatever.
split it. It's like it's
Yeah.
technically match 5 of week 7. No.
Yeah.
Week 8's fine.
What? Can't we be specific about this?
So, yeah, it was a really fun week.
It
that's
was a
for
really
sure.
fun week, yeah, with some very, very nice results that I was very, very happy with.
Yeah.
One thing that's worthwhile mentioning beforehand is that HTK and I both tied the betting. Both of us got 6. And I'm looking at this number here for Squee, and oh, Squee.
Another number.
What was my final?
You got 2 right.
Yay! But I'm happier about my 2 than you guys are about all of yours.
That's because I'm just one so many. It's not a big deal anymore.
I should also point out that those bets were made while I was medicated, so...
That's your excuse. That's your excuse.
yeah, it's not much of an excuse. I probably would have bet the same way.
Yeah, it was after Shogun 2, and I was like, oh yeah, before you go, how about you do this?
But the good news is I still got 9,000 left even with that loss, so...
Shut it. Shut it.
Well, hey,
Probably.
at least you get to get rid of Nicholas Leia.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty good point. I get to do that. Eh.
HJK sad.
HJK just enjoyed looking at that picture,
If
really.
it falls back under, do we get a different picture, or do we just slap the same one on?
When it falls back under,
If.
Right.
we will
I'm
find
sorry,
a different
wait.
one, I think.
Yeah. Okay, I think
Whatever.
we'll find a different-
Cool.
We'll find a combination of like Nicolas Cage and some sort of My Little Pony.
Yeah, I think I'll be good.
Now that is going way too far.
He's like, I haven't broken negative 100,000. What are you doing?
I thought we agreed on this. What's going on here?
So yeah,
8 was
we
awesome.
want to go over the matches.
Nah.
Nah.
All right, first match. HJK.
Well, that's been Dragon Ball Z cast.
Yeah.
First match was Androids versus Cold.
Yeah. Cold
It
won.
pretty much ended the way I expected it to, but it didn't go down the way I expected it to.
No. It ended up being relatively close actually, but God,
Well-
that start was beautiful.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I mean, even though it was relatively close, which is what I expected. I mean, Cell did nothing.
That was the whole point.
Yeah, normally Cell this season has been anywhere from average to really, really good, and this is the first one I think all season that he's just been, he wasn't there.
Yeah, no, I'm inclined to agree. And part of that is, I'm pretty sure that part of that is AI derps, but also part of that is just the fact that King Cole didn't give him a chance to let up. You know, he did so much damage and so much pressure that
King Cole did, yeah. My one thing that I keep thinking to, though, is that there was a part towards the end where Cell had all the time in the world
Yeah.
to start transforming, and
He
not
didn't.
only did he not transform, he used a solar flare.
yeah, that was brilliant. And then did very little on the back of it because he didn't have any energy.
Oh, Cell.
No, but it was a good match, and I think Andy Andrews can definitely take quite a lot out of it in terms of the performances of 8, 16, and 17. And Cole can definitely be happy with pretty much all of their players, I think.
Yeah,
Pretty
yeah.
much everyone, let's face it.
Well, we won the game. Everybody came out and did okay, so yeah.
No, yeah. Team Cold actually did perform well. I mean, because it wasn't like the androids were a pushover. 17 was amazing as always, and amazingly good at proving me wrong. Yeah, you know, his big move is those 2 balls of energy that he only used once the entire match.
Yeah. It's such a good thing you said Freeze's strength is his transformations. Look, he doesn't transform once. Shit. Son of a bitch.
Team Cold's strength is that they win. Mark that down, HJK. I said it.
I got it. It's all right. We're writing it down.
It's on the record.
Yep.
Damn. Nah, it doesn't matter at this point. We've got the league in hand. We're fine.
You might have finals.
It's like it's too late now.
Yeah, no point now.
No, but that was a good match, and it brings Cole really quite smartly into the lead of East Kai and the lead of the entire league. Let's face it.
Oh.
We remain at the top.
Yeah, you're 7 and 1.
Mhm.
Super Saiyans are 6 and 2,
Yep.
and then the other ones that are close to you are 5 and 3. So yeah.
Actually, the Blades are 6 and 2, and the Gohans are 6 and 2 as well.
Oh, they're all 6 and 2.
Yep.
Boring.
Poop.
All right, next match. Speaking
Next
of the Gohans.
match is Gohans versus Valkyries.
Yeah,
Oh
the Gohans
my
won.
god. Videl totally owned her boyfriend. That was awesome.
Yeah, and then the
Thanks,
Gohans
Gohan.
totally
Yeah.
owned the rest of the team, pretty much.
I was not going to bring that part up. Yes.
No, I was. I take a distinct pleasure in doing so.
Especially future Gohan.
Yeah, no, that was brutal.
4 grabs. I did the math on this when I did the replay. 4 grabs for just under 16,000 damage.
Good lord. That's
Each of his
brilliant.
grabs does like
Oh, yeah, he did well.
3,950. Yeah.
Oh yeah, he did okay. What?
I
He
forgot.
annihilated a Rayleigh
Hmm.
before she even touched the field, almost.
Pretty much, yeah. She'd like put one toe down, and then she was just dead.
You know what though? Guy gave credit though. Smiled the whole time.
No, absolutely, yeah. Fair play to her. Very good.
But
sport.
yeah, no, it wasn't, and we even said this during the week. It wasn't that the Valves did bad at all. It's that Future Gohan slaughtered so fast, so quickly. They didn't have a chance to do anything.
No, absolutely.
It
They were
was
just completely outclassed for the most part.
Yeah,
With the exception of Saiyaman and Seiwon.
that was hilarious.
Yeah,
though.
that was awesome.
And I never noticed that. Maybe it's just with him, but that elbow she does.
She makes an exception for him.
She makes it. So the next match is I'll go ahead and say it: the Earth Defenders versus the Boos.
I don't remember what happened to this in this one. Can you enlighten me on
the
that one,
weird
Squid?
the weird part is, even though we lost, yeah, I have to be pretty happy with my team because there was nothing my team did badly. Goku was obviously not the best at performing, but it wasn't like he derped either. He just wasn't really up to par. But Krillin did great. Yamcha did great. It's just Boo
nothing
dodged everything
connected.
he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, he performed fine. He just Boo dodged it, and then Chaozu was amazing. So, I mean, what I take from that is, sure, I lost, but if they keep this up, my record's going to improve.
The thing, it's almost like at the minute that the Earth Defenders are very much kind of like the Gohans of last
Yeah.
season, or the past few seasons, where, they're performing reasonably well for the most part. There's the odd derp, but
Pulling it out.
for the most part, yeah, and they just don't have that oomph to take them over the last hurdle.
Well, no, let's be fair here. All the oomph in the world would not have saved them from that match.
No, this is true.
But yeah, it was absolutely astounding to see Chaozu go through all of Oob and get Majin Buu down to 1.5 bars. That was crazy.
No, that was good. That was good.
Sorry. Not bad.
HDK, you don't have an opinion. You're not allowed one.
Next match. Genie Force versus the Rugrats.
Man,
That
I almost wanted the Rugrats to win just so that comeback would have been cemented.
That one comeback would have been insanely good. GT Goku is phenomenal right now.
I also I did the replay on it. We didn't really realize this during the match, but in 30 seconds, GT Goku took Goldo down from little under full health to less than half a bar. He
Wow.
did 35,000 points of damage with nothing but melee in less than 30 seconds.
Very nice.
That is obliteration.
Mm-hmm.
And all he had on him was what he had on was attack +2 and Sirius. And of course he was at like a 4th bar of health.
Yeah.
So his melee combos were just devastating.
Devastating. Yeah, no, they were good. They were good.
But it was all for naught in the end.
Yeah, it was a very entertaining match, though. It was a very entertaining match, and the Rugrats can be really happy with the way that ended up being, at least in terms of GT Goku. And the Ginyu Force obviously are going to be really, really pleased with that performance.
Oh yeah, even their worst guy did really well.
Indeed. Next match.
The next match. Namek at Dragon Ball Warriors.
Hey, Shiki, just a question before we go on to this match. Are you sitting there beating someone to death or something? You keep on swearing, and then you sound really, really weary when we get on to the next one. Are you sitting there being really cruel to someone when you're just muting your mic for a second or something?
Don't say anything. I'm fine. Yeah, it's not a problem.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's fine.
Jesus Christ. So yeah, Namek versus Dragon Ball Warriors. Sorry about that.
Namek versus Dragon Ball Warriors. Go.
You know what, HJK? You go first this time.
Yeah.
Oh, for God's sakes. Let me have a look. Where is it? Namek versus Dragon Ball Warriors. If I remember correctly,
You don't.
Namek won.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yes.
That was a guess.
50-50 chance of being right.
I probably still have lost. I'm trying to remember. I can only remember the beginning where Nail did pretty good.
It was pretty even
Yeah.
for the most part,
It was,
except it was one of those where it was even, and then slowly.
Yeah, it was kind of a momentum building thing.
Yeah, and then by the end, late Piccolo had so much health that it was just not a chance.
No, indeed.
So,
Indeed.
yep, it's not. And the Dragon Ball Warriors did well. They really did. They did well, and
Just another case of them just being completely outclassed by
Yep.
another team.
By
But
the
no,
Nameks who are performing remarkably well right now.
No, they are doing incredibly well. I mean, they are now second in their division, so not particularly securely second, but second nonetheless.
No, and definitely not knocking on first door.
No, indeed, they're still 2 games behind.
Yeah, well, little steps.
That's actually really interesting. I'm just looking at these matches. You have in every division except East Kai, you have the top team is on 6 and 2. Yeah. The second team's on 4 and 4, and then the last 2 places, so 3rd and 4th, are equal.
And yeah, they are.
It's close. It's
Wow,
close.
wait,
It is close.
they're equal with what?
With each other. So Saiyans and Earth Defense are equal, Dragon Ball Warriors and Derp are equal.
But don't they
Muscle
all
and
have the
Margin's equal.
same? Oh no, they don't because
Margin and Muscle are lower than everybody else, but
Right.
which is hilarious, can I just say?
But that means that we have 6 teams tied right now.
Maybe. No, not
Yeah,
16.
because
No.
Saiyans and Earth Defenders are 3 and 5.
Yeah,
Derp and Dragon Ball Warriors are 3 and 5.
yeah.
Rugrats are 2 and 6.
Rugrats 2 and 6, and yeah. So yeah, 4 teams are tied. Actually, no. 4 teams are tied for 3 and 5. 4 teams are tied for 4 and 4. Namek, Ginyu, Boo, and the Valkyries. And then
That's-
3 teams are tied for 6 and 2. So Blades, Gohans, and Super Saiyans.
That's some nifty balancing going on. I think we might actually start getting this league balanced.
Wow, I don't know about that.
4
No,
seasons.
Nope. Yeah, I know, right?
Hmm.
It'll be like in season 15, and like you'll have half the teams that are like 5-0, and half the teams that are 0-5.
Yeah, yeah.
Balance, woo!
That's good. That's
Hell
balanced.
yeah. If you even it out, it's fine.
If you average it.
Yeah. Perfect. What are you talking about?
No, what we need is the whole league where it's like half the teams are like 8-6
Mm-hmm.
or 8-7, and the other half is 7-8.
Yeah, that would actually make for a very interesting end to the season, actually.
It'd be weird, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
But anyway, next match was Derp versus Margins.
Should I just leave now?
Sure, if you like.
Wow.
You're not useful, so.
Wow.
You can commentate on the match.
What was the match again? Derp at Margin. I remember that one. Derp one. God,
Yes,
yeah.
Derp did win.
Yes, they
Good
did. Well,
job.
how could they not win? The champ was there, and connecting with ultimates.
No, yeah, connecting with Ultimates, connecting with present bombs. It was brilliant. He did really, really well.
That's about it, really. That's the match.
That was
Yeah.
pretty much the match. Yeah.
Exactly. Why would we
No,
need
that
to mention other people?
That wasn't the match at all. I mean,
Ah.
Doria destroyed 2 people. Supreme Kai connected with an ultimate with Style of the Strong. I mean, Team Derp really
Team
was
Derp
out
really
there
pulled
performing.
everything out, yeah.
19 barely even had to touch the field.
No,
Touched the
indeed.
field, did a grab, and it was done for the most part.
Yep. Derp's doing really well, and Margins are still a North Kai team despite their win-loss record, and it's still a very impressive feat to be beating them.
Yep, none of us foresaw it.
Well,
No.
let's face it.
None of us did foresee, actually. I think we all thought it was going to be a close game, but
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. I think we all bet against Margin. Yeah, we did.
No, we all
No,
bet
we
for
all
Margins.
bet against Derp.
Yeah, we all bet
That's, what,
against
that's
Derp.
what I meant. God,
That's not
guys.
what you said.
That's what I meant.
Oh, for God's sake.
Next match: Super Saiyans versus Muscle.
No, that's not a match.
Not
Uh,
talking-
that was more of
Grab
an
on.
exhibition thing, really.
Yeah, that was more of an exhibition. That
That's a
wasn't.
good point. Yeah,
Yeah.
showing how good we are.
The Super Saiyans just took Muscle apart. It was just. It wasn't like Muscle. It wasn't like Muscle did. Or had a chance to be bad.
Right. No, I can tell you exactly where the match pretty much like ended. Was that Bros Kamehameha to 13?
Yeah,
that
I know.
was,
It
like
was.
because 13. 13 this season has done really well.
Yeah.
He's been really good. The few times that he has not been good is when someone's managed to do massive amounts of damage to him really quickly, like Bros Kamehameha with Style of the Strong and Super +2.
Yeah.
You know, for 22,000 points of damage. And that's actually where I think the match went wrong. They just couldn't recover from it.
I am inclined to agree with you.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. We never really had that match done. Nope, that's what I thought. Next match. What's the next match? Saiyans versus Blades.
Yeah, and the Blades won. Really quite convincingly, actually. You know,
Yeah, it was. It was extremely convincingly. Blades had a great performance. John Emba did great. Tapion did magnificently. Cyborg Tao and Yajirobe were mediocre,
Yeah,
but I mean,
you don't, when you've got that kind of a
Right.
team performing with you, you don't really need much else. I mean, a mediocre team that pulls out just enough to win it does it, but
and
when
the
you've got
truth
players
is-
like Janimba and Tapion, it's freaking insane.
Yeah. And the truth is that the Saiyans, none of them were bad per se, but they were kind of lackluster.
Mm.
I mean, they didn't really do much. Like, I mean, if you think about it, Nappa, sure, he hit with some moves, but there was nothing really noticeable. What was his name? Turles had that one great, Tree of Might Fruit ultimate, and that was cool. But other than that, it was just kind of meh.
Yeah, it was an average performance that was just
Exactly,
completely
yeah.
overshadowed, really.
No one even went ape.
No,
So
Oh, pathetic.
I don't think they. No, actually, yeah, they would have had not much of a chance though.
no. But Vegeta and Turles could have gone ape. So.
Yeah, true.
But they never even bothered it. You know what? It's because the king wasn't there.
There was no inspiration for them. That's what it
Yeah.
was.
That's what it was. So yeah, that's
Yeah.
week 8, folks.
Week 8. So HK,
Bam.
do you want to do something useful and go through the standings?
Standings. Oh, okay. This is a new thing. Oh my god. North Kai. Actually, it's not a new thing.
HJK, the standings have been there forever.
Yeah, we've done the standings for quite a while.
I've done them. How did I not notice this? North Kai. Super Saiyans are still on top. 6-2. Boo is second at 4-4, whatever. Margin 2-6. directly opposite Super Saiyans, as is Muscle. Could not be further away, well, they could be, but they're not. It's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. Isekai, Cold is 7-1, topping that up. Android is 5-3, and the Vowels are 4-4, and the Rugrats are also 2-6. In Westsky, Blades lead with Ginyu behind. How did I miss that? Saiyans in third, and Earth Defenders tied, but in fourth. Wait a minute. Who did these?
Wasn't me.
Earth
Wasn't me.
Defenders are third.
Oh, whatever. They're the
Doing
same
it
place.
They're both tied for last place.
Yeah, he does it in alphabetical order, and I didn't bother to keep up with it. It was too much effort.
Earth Defenders are third, and Saiyans are last.
I mean, not that
Whatever.
I'm complaining.
Also, HK, you forgot to give what the actual scores were for them. For
I
Westsky.
hadn't finished.
3 and 5.
No, for the whole of Westsky.
Yeah, I hadn't finished.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
3 and 5.
Blades are 6-2, Ginyu are 4-4 in second place. Earth Defenders are 3-5 in third place, and Saiyans are 3-5.
I'm
in
so
fourth.
glad that's thrown you off now. I'm really happy about that.
South Kai. Gohans at 6-2 are first. Namika also behind at 4-4. It's actually kind of the mirror
It's
opposite.
basically the same, yeah.
And Dragon Ball Warriors are third with 3-5, and Derp are last with 3-5 also.
You know, it's weird. A lot of the divisions are like mirror. Like every single division, the number 1 seed is ahead by 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in every division. Even though Cold is 7-1, the Androids are 5 and so it's like every first seed team is ahead by 2. That is crazy.
Should be interesting.
It is going to be very, very interesting. I mean, I'm actually really curious to see how the Rugrats and Valkyries do, because I'm curious to see whether East Kai is basically going to be a fight for the top position, or whether it's going to be a fight between the Rugrats and the Valkyries for the last place.
Yeah, it's going to
I
be
don't know.
interesting.
Yeah, that'd be
Because the
quite
Rugrats are
interesting.
2 games behind, but the Valkyries aren't doing hugely well at the minute. They are 4-4, but they're not. The performances haven't been that great.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I can see what you mean.
But they've also had a really tough schedule so far.
They
so-
have. Yeah. It's certainly not been the easiest.
I mean, what, Cold? Haven't they faced the Super Saiyans?
Mhm.
They faced...
They beat the Super Saiyans though.
Yeah.
That's true. Never mind. Never mind.
It's kind of like a moot point, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so, are we on to Q&A?
Yes, we are. The
Yeah,
first,
musical number?
I had to get to the Q&A.
I
There's only
ju-
one question. There's only one question.
Okay.
However, the chat can participate in the questions if they'd
chat,
like.
it's question.
Squee, I'm relying on you because I'm looking at this thread at the moment to see if any questions come up. First question, and last, by Shogun, is if 2 teams agreed, which would probably never happen, could they merge into one team?
No.
No,
Why not?
how... What?
Why not?
How would... What, so you have one team with 10 players?
No, obviously not 10. You'd pick, like, say the Gohans and the Super Saiyans.
Yeah, but then you'd have to make an entirely other team.
Yeah. I mean, no, because the thing is that we
You
have
got
16... We have 16 teams for a reason. We have 16 teams because that way we can divide them up into 4 divisions, and each division has 4 teams, and each team can drop the last team at the end of the season. If you have 15 teams, none of that works.
That was an easy
I-
question to answer.
I think it was a good idea, Shogun.
HTK is
That's
a
why I
terrible
want to go
person. We don't like him, and he's an idiot. There we go. Sorted.
Gohan is not an idiot. How dare you? Actually, saying that, he's not done that well. Not as well as when we had him.
Oh God. So we got any questions
And
from
you know
the
what?
chat?
And actually, since we're on the subject, because I know this is a question I get a lot, I might as well just recap it here. Because I get a lot of questions, and plus we're getting a lot of new people. Can we make new teams? Will we, dissolve the old teams at the end of the season and make new ones, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? The problem is, no, okay, first of all, Monkey, we can't have 32 teams. We don't have enough people in the game. That's impossible. But we are not going to dissolve teams and make new ones. The 16 teams you see are going to be the 16 teams that exist pretty much for a long time, if not till the end of DBZ League, for 2 reasons. One, those teams work really well. They're really popular for the most part. I mean, people really seem to enjoy them.
Yeah, nobody likes Super Saiyans though.
And,
Oh,
and
that's
two,
cold either.
well, and
That's
two,
true.
if you like, the minor leagues are actually suffering from this. If you make new teams every season, you don't get to build any sort of legacy. You don't have any reason to. You don't have any history. You don't have any loyalty.
No.
Because, for example, I'm loyal to the Earth Defenders because I've been with them for 4 seasons, and I've been
Yep.
through their ups and their downs, and they have, last season
Mostly
they did
downs.
this.
Mostly downs.
But no, if you make new teams every season or every 2 seasons, I mean, you get none of that,
Yeah.
and you lose one of the really special parts of the league.
No, I agree. I agree. Well, I think it's the same. I think it's the same for the three of us. I mean, we've all been with our respective teams since the very beginning.
Right. Yeah, you chose Team Cold before you even knew what Dragon Ball Z was. You were
Yeah.
just like, got Tails, sure, why not?
They've got tails, and apparently they're evil. I'll go with that. That's cool.
But yeah, so I mean, there won't be any new teams made or dissolved in the foreseeable future in the majors. That's just not going to happen. And no Team Fusion.
One day. 300 years from now.
Well, we have absolutely no questions in the chat.
Chat, you're useless.
I have a question.
What's the
Okay.
question, HJK?
Is TGN going to affect the minor leagues?
I have no knowledge as to that. I haven't even discussed the minor leagues with them. As of right now, I would say no. Unless maybe if the minor leagues took place during the off season or whatnot. But see, here's the problem. Here's why the TGN probably won't have much to do with them for right now, because Dragon Ball Z League runs through me, and I'm not in charge, nor do I really have any part in the minor leagues. So, first of all, whoever ran the minor leagues would have to get with TGN and sign up with them, and then TGN would want to run that. And I don't know, as much as they're putting into the majors, if they'd also want to put into the minors. I honestly just never brought it up.
Difficulty from that point of view is unless it was in the off season, then they'd also be running
Right.
like a huge amount of Dragon Ball Z on their central channel. So I don't know.
Yeah, and they just started doing the Naruto League. And the way we planned all that out is that DBZ League is Monday through Thursday, and then Naruto League that Astral and I co-commentate on is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So you already have some form of a league every day.
That's a good point, actually.
Which, by the way, I will give a quick shout out to that one, since I am a big part of that one too. If you guys don't get enough of Dragon Ball Z League, and I know there's a lot of people out there that complain about that, we're also I don't have a lot to do with the running of it. I just co-commentate with it, kind of like what Rebel and HJK do, the lazy bums.
Hey,
Well, the thing is, I agree with that.
It's the same concept, but it's run with Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 3. It's got some really fun matches, so you can always go check that out. But enough of that. Is there anything else to cover?
apart from week 9, I don't think so.
I will. I guess one time I will stress that, because I noticed there's a lot of teams that are starting to pick up on this, and there's some teams that are kind of flip flopping on it. But melee combat, if we saw anything these past few weeks, is how effective melee combat really is, because it's so easy to lose sight of it when you see Jace throwing out 2B2s and doing 12,000 points of damage in 10
There's actually a
seconds.
point I wanted to bring up after the matches, but since you brought up it, we may as well actually do it here. Is you're right with the devastating ability of melee, and there's a couple of points to mention about that. Is first off, it doesn't really matter whether a character's particularly good at melee to begin with. Like, if you think like a very basic form of Krillin, no Pataras or anything like that, his melee's okay. It's not,
Right.
it's not great, but it's okay. Same goes for King Cold. His melee's alright, but, it's nothing hugely to write home, right? You slap Attack +2 on, you slap Master Strike or Sirius or something like that, and then you try and compensate for the negatives to defense, maybe.
And then you find, and this is the biggest part, you find an AI that works with that character to make
Yeah.
him melee driven. Because and
That's
this,
the
here's
thing,
here's the wrench, the monkey, the wrench. What is it called? The fly in the ointment. Is that AIs don't work the same way for every character. You put Majin Buu on Krillin, you turn him into a melee machine.
Yeah.
You put Majin Buu on, say, Piccolo, maybe you won't get that. Maybe you'll get something completely different.
Well, no,
but
if you look at the AI that's on King Cold right now, it's Frieza, which is kind of
Which is-
Rush. stuff.
Yeah,
rough
like
stuff. So
Frieza's supposed to be
sitting back, throwing death beams at your face.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you really have to find what AI works for the character. But yeah, you find that, then you slap like Attack 2 and Serious and Master Strike, or even Combo Master if you don't. But from what I've understood, and I did small testing, that we actually have someone who's going to try and do some extensive testing on this. Combo Master is kind of like, it doesn't do as much damage as Master Strike does, but you also don't have the penalties Master Strike does.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a good thing to choose if you...
It's
were
like
trying
attack
to make-
plus 1 instead of attack plus 2.
Kind of, yeah. Because all melee combos are combos, so they will have some damage added to it. But Master Strike is just so powerful for melee.
Master Strike is awesome.
You just gotta be understanding that you're taking a -2 hit to all of your blast.
And for some characters, that's a really big problem. It's like if you put that on, say, Mecha Freezer, terrible concept. You know, that's an awful idea.
But
if you put it on,
you have a character like Krillin, who's
you put it on
got
Krillin, you put it on King
the
Cold,
most
you put it on
useless
yeah.
blast 2 in the game.
Yeah, you put it
I
on
swear,
someone
bar
with who's
none.
like spamming trap shooter, for example. That would be a perfect thing to put on them.
I would rather he have trap shooter. I really think that if you take the blast 2s in that game and say which one is the worst one,
Expanding
Krillin's.
Energy Wave is probably one of them. Yeah.
It's pretty bad. I mean, at least Super Boo's Genocide one has better tracking. It's horrible. That one and Fascia has the same one that's just as bad.
Energy Ballet.
Yeah. So, but I would say that for teams that are looking for builds and looking at their team and seeing what's not working and all that, I would look at your matches and see who's done good melee. And I wouldn't be afraid to go with an all-out melee build, because there's so many people that are like, you know, I want to put some melee on him, but we got to keep his blast 2s in mind too. And, you know, sometimes specializing is not such a bad thing.
No, indeed.
Like I said with Ader, Ader's blast 2s are weak to begin with. They're already only like 5,000.
That Super Minus 2 isn't going to do very much to it. Yeah.
No, it's not. So you pretty much either want to make him spam blast 2s, or you want to concentrate on his melee, which is pretty darn good. I mean, he's just an example. And I'm not saying the androids haven't done that. I'm just using a very clear example.
It is a good example.
Of, you know, it's sometimes specializing in one way or the other is a darn good move. Taking Jace and making him specialize in blast 2s was an amazing move.
Yeah, no, it was a very good idea. It's worked out very, very well for the Guinea Frogs.
He literally pretty much throws them out in 2s now.
Yeah.
If he throws one, it's like another one's right behind it.
Yeah. Yeah, he does batch preparation. That's how it works.
So, but I would keep that in mind, because I know that there's wisdom to having balanced builds, but there can also be just as much wisdom in having specialized. You just have to really learn
Screw balanced builds. You just go all out aggression. God, no idea how this works.
This is one thing that I am loving about this league, and that I'm loving about the customization ability of this league, is that you see teams like the Majins and Muscle and Androids and even Booze, who have historically dominated. I mean, dominated.
Yeah.
And been really high up their teams. And this season, they're struggling.
Yeah.
And they're mediocre or below. And it's not because they've been nerfed horribly or anything like that. It's because competition is catching up.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Dragon Ball Warriors, who had 1 win last season. 1. And now, I mean, they're not doing fantastic. They're 3-5, but still, they're 3 times better halfway through the season than they were all last season.
Yeah,
some of that is taking Grandpa Gohan, but let's face it, Grandpa Gohan's not a prize, you know?
He's a character that you have to work with and you have to work on to make him perform.
And same thing with Namex. Yeah, Namex got rid of Lord Slug and took King Piccolo and Tambourine, and those aren't bad characters, but they're also nowhere near the strongest on that team.
No, absolutely not.
Gohan's, they got Team Gohan, but
he's not actually been doing particularly well every single week.
Take a look at last week. Yeah, last week he wasn't even there, and the Gohans were whipping.
Yeah.
So the point is that the league competition is catching up. It's people are really starting to learn how things work, really learning how to start make builds that work not just in general, but with their character specifically,
Yeah.
and you're starting to see power momentum shift in the league, which is absolutely amazing and beautiful to watch.
Yeah, no, it is. It's nice. It also makes it's like the betting a lot more interesting. It's not like you turn around and go, okay, well, Muscle's completely undefeated. There's nobody's ever going to beat them. Let's just put everything on Muscle, double my money, it'll all be fine. You know?
I would say even with Team Cold,
No,
I
absolutely.
don't think there's too many weeks where I'm sitting there going, Team Cold's got this. It's hands down. Like
Su-
last season.
match against
you
the
know?
Super Saiyans was that one, and apart from that,
No, I would
And
agree.
let me
That
get-
is true.
and
I was actually being serious there. It was pretty much a match where after the first players came out, Cold had that.
Well, I'm talking about when you're betting.
No, indeed. Yeah.
I mean, because you're absolutely right. Last season, you could have been like, all right, Muscle's got it, Majin's got it,
Super
Boo's
Saiyan's got it. Yeah.
Super Saiyan's got it. And now, I don't know.
No.
I mean, Derp beat the Majins.
Yeah.
Derp beat the Majins. Muscles are 2-6. The whole world's gone mad, I tell you.
Absolutely, yeah, I'm in full agreement. I mean, Derp's beaten Muscle and the Margins.
Yep.
It's ridiculous.
And some of it, like I said, some of it does lay in the hands of new team members. Like Derp has had a massive overhaul. They've got Dodoria and they've got Salza now, which they didn't have before.
But they're not great players. You have to build them right.
Yeah, exactly. Dodoria and Salza were not in the league for a reason. They were not in the league because they weren't any good. I mean, it's not like Salza and Dodoria hadn't ever been considered before.
No, indeed.
Actually, maybe not Dodoria. I don't think Dodoria fit on any teams. But it's not like they were never considered. Chaozu. Look at Chaozu last week. Chaozu annihilated almost two whole people. Chaozu was not on a team because Chaozu sucked 2 seasons ago. It wasn't until people took him in the minor leagues and worked with him day and night, and then we got a hold of him and we worked with him day and night, that now he's average to really good in the major league. So I'm absolutely loving seeing this progression and this evolution, and I'm very excited to see. I can't even imagine what we're going to see in 3 seasons.
No, neither can I. And what's nice is and what's slightly concerning is for those North Kai teams, especially in this regard, is those other teams are catching up so much and have just essentially at the minute, for the most part, with the exception of the Rugrats there, who I think have just been suffering from a run of bad luck, are surpassing them. The builds that were working last season for both Muscle and the Margins, they're not working anymore. They're being countered or just outclassed by whatever else. And I'm really curious to see, because if you think about it, they had stuff that worked really, really well for them last season. But this season, they're already 8 games behind the curve. How much more practice and testing is it going to really take for them to hit their groove and actually start doing what we expect them to do?
So it's very interesting. It's going to be fun. HJK,
Yes.
He has no opinions.
you've been very quiet.
I've been busy doing this table thing. So
Oh,
I've
I
just
thought
been
it was
listening
because
to YouTube.
I thought it's because we weren't giving you a chance to talk. Darn it.
No,
we
I've
failed.
told you
no,
before,
don't be
Squee,
silly.
he doesn't have any opinions.
I should actually point out, though, as a disclaimer, though, this is the first season with 7-point builds, so there was bound to be some shifts, but
True.
I don't think 2 points can account for the drastic changes.
Definitely
we've
not.
seen.
Definitely not, no.
It's interesting, and it does promote builds that you never would have seen before.
Indeed.
But yeah, it's fascinating to see, and like I said, I can't imagine what season 6 is going to be like.
Neither can I. Alright.
Me neither.
Fucking...
I thought you said you
He's
didn't
like-
have any opinions.
Yeah, no. He's like Internet Explorer. He's just like several years behind everything else, and he'll eventually catch up.
You mean Netscape?
Eh?
Oh gosh, you're maybe too young for Netscape. Netscape, it used to be Internet Explorer and Netscape. Those were the big ones. Except Microsoft kind of made it so that Netscape didn't really work too well on their system. Cough,
Nice.
cough. And
It's a bit like basically Apple making Safari useless on everything but a Mac. Most part.
kind of.
Yeah.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, before we go into offending big companies, let's get into week 9. First match is Ginyu
Ginyu Cold.
versus Cold. Who's going to win? I think Cold's going to win.
I hope to God Cold wins.
Okay, is that a prediction or just a...
I cannot believe. Yes, it's a prediction. I cannot believe I am actually cheering for your team, but yes.
Damn, it's amazing. I think you're going to go back on that within the game. You're just going to go, you know, screw it, I just want Ginyu to win.
Yeah, I just want to get you. No,
HJK?
no, because right now I'm literally in threat of not even making the playoffs.
Yeah.
Dun 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 dun.
HJK, who's going to win?
Cold.
Okay then. Next match. Androids versus Saiyans.
Androids at Saiyans.
I was giving you the chance, HJK.
You
Come
gave
on.
me 1 second.
Yes.
You were like, right, he's done now.
Androids versus the Saiyans.
Squeeze our Internet Explorer now. I think androids are going to win, although I hope to hell they don't.
Would you like to activate cookies?
Oh no.
I think, honestly, oh, man, I think androids are. Oh, man, I don't know. HJK, you go first, because I'm really kind of undecided. I got to think for a second.
Androids.
Does
Rebel, go.
Wait.
I've already said the androids are going to win.
I'm gonna have to say androids, though it's kind of weird, because here's the thing I'm thinking. They rotated out Jiro this time, so obviously he'll be in next time.
Yep.
Unless they rotate out Ader, they're rotating out one of their strongest characters.
Yeah, I think the androids have got enough class as
Yeah, I
it stands
think-
at the minute to take the Saiyans on.
I think androids are gonna win, but it's gonna be an interesting fight.
Next match. Gohans versus Super Saiyans. This is going to be really freaking interesting.
Yes, it is.
Really interesting. So we've got Teen Gohan, I think, coming back in for this match.
Son of a bitch.
And who else have we got? We've got HJK? Who did you rotate out last week?
We rotated out Goku.
Wow, so you're bringing what is effectively your weakest player into this match.
We don't have a choice. We had Muscle last week.
Yeah, but Muscle are pathetic at the minute.
But they're in our division. We have to.
Yeah, but it's a division. It's
No,
losing against
I
Muscles
agree.
are
I agree.
harsh.
I'm taking the piss. God.
Well, you're not funny.
You're missing the toilet.
I wasn't aiming for the toilet. I
I
was
think
aiming
just
for
came up with a response to
HJK.
that. Yeah, hey. HJK, write that down.
Okay. I like your secretary.
It's just not very good at being a secretary.
Scoreboard. Oh my god.
So.
I need to get a sit down with the president. HJK, make it happen.
It's funny, but it's true.
Nice. Alright then, so who's going to win between that one? I honestly don't know, actually.
I am actually gonna say Gohan's because I don't expect future Gohan to have the kind of performance he had yesterday, but I do expect them to do well. I do expect Teen Gohan to be great. I do expect Adult Gohan to just. Oh no, wait, Adult Gohan's on the other side.
Yes, he'll be fantastic. Don't worry.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna say.
I think the Super Saiyan's going to win, just to put that out there. I have some faith in, not much, but some faith in the Super Saiyans.
You know what?
Oh,
I'm gonna go.
Gohan.
I'm gonna go Super Saiyans.
Okay.
I mean, if you
HJK?
lose, you will lose. What? Oh, Gohan's.
Okay.
No.
What?
It's alright, I've already put you down to
write
be
it down.
supporting Super Saiyans, so...
Earth Defenders at DB Warriors is the next match.
Presumably Squee are going for Earth Defenders.
Yeah, I wish I could say that it's gonna be an easy match. You know, it's one of those that we should win, but
Yeah.
I can't say that anymore. But I still think we're gonna pull it out. Yeah.
I think
I
Dragon
mean,
Ball
because
Warriors
honestly,
got
we've been doing great again. I mean, we've been taking Boo to the wire, the androids to the wire. I think we can take Dragon Ball.
this. Yeah, that's true. HJK?
I would say Earth Defenders.
Yeah, I don't like it, but I am inclined to agree with you.
Rugrats at Muscle. Next match.
2, 2, and 6
This should be interesting,
teams.
actually. I was
Bottom,
like, oh, Muscle's got them.
yeah, bottom of East Kai against joint bottom of North Kai. Wow. I don't know. I mean, Rugrats really need to pull out a win, but so do Muscle right now. I mean, Muscle rotated out who? Garlic Jr.
Garlic
last
Jr.
match?
Yeah.
And the Rugrats rotated out Trunks, right?
Yep.
Oh, right, Rugrats. I think Rugrats are going to win.
Who's they gonna? They'll rotate out. Goten, maybe.
Maybe
No, I
Cell
think they
Junior.
just rotated out Goten.
No, they
No,
rotate
no,
out
it's
Trunks.
No, I'm saying, but the week before that, I think
Oh
they
right,
did.
no, I think
Oh.
they'll probably rotate out Cyberman because they really need a win right now.
Yeah.
And Muscle's not an easy opposition.
I don't know. I think Muscle will rotate out 13 this match.
No, you think so? No, they need a win. I don't think they're rotating 13 out.
Yeah, but it's the second weakest team in the league.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I wouldn't.
Actually,
think they're
I'm
rotating out
inclined to
13.
agree with HJK on that one. I
They
think
got to
will
rotate them out
because
sometime.
one, because they really let me try that one again. One, because the Rugrats are currently weakest team in the league along with them, and also because look at week 10, they're up against the Boos. Week 11, they're up against Cold, and then week 12, they're up against the Margins. They're going to need 13 for those matches at least.
Yeah, but see, here's my thinking, and here's why I don't think they'll do it. I agree with you guys, and of course they could be going down that road, but they could very easily get 13 in all of those matches. And right now they're tied for last with the Majins, and they have an opportunity here facing one of the weakest teams. Because right now, to them, wins are everything, and if they can get wins, they can very easily have 13 in this match and all the other 3 matches that you mentioned. As long as they do their rotating right, they can have 13 in all of those. And if they've got a chance to pull ahead of the Majins right now, they need to take it. Who are the Majins facing?
The Margins are up next against the Nameks.
Yeah. So I mean, there's a chance that the Majins can beat them, which means that here's either the Majins beat them, which is possible, or the Nameks beat them because the Nameks have been doing great. So either way, the Muscle needs this win, otherwise they're going to fall behind, or at the very least keep up. So I think 13 is going to be in there.
Okay, so who are your votes on?
I'm going with Muscle because and only because Rugrats don't have the ability to take out 13 quickly.
And the next match is Margin
You
at
haven't put your bet,
Namek.
HJK. Who are you betting
Yeah,
on?
I said Rugrats.
Oh, did you? Sorry, I did not hear you.
God, Jesus, come on.
Sorry, I
Sure.
don't consider your
My
opinion
God.
relevant, so I don't
You know,
pay
that's why
attention.
I'm secretary and you're not.
Yeah, no, exactly. Don't be proud of that, HJK. I'm in charge here. Next match.
Margin at Namek.
Jesus
Go.
Christ.
me.
Okay, where do you live?
Ah,
I'm gonna go with Majins because they're gonna have Majin Vegeta back.
Okay. What about Namek? Who are Namek gonna have in this one?
early pick up.
Yeah, they had early Piccolo rotated out, and they rotated out late Piccolo, I think, the week before that. So they'll have both the Piccolos.
Mhm.
So it'll probably be King,
Nail.
Piccolo, Nail, or Tambourine.
Probably Tambourine.
Probably, yeah.
Because if they're looking to catch up to the Gohans, I mean, this is the week really that they're going to be able to. They currently have their best chance of getting up to the Gohans, and
Yeah.
either this week or next week actually.
hmm
Because if the Gohans lose the next 2 weeks, and Namek win, then Namek are in a strong place.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So they're going to have Majin Vegeta, but who are they going to be rotating out though? Spopovich?
Wow. I would think so, or Bobbity. Bobbity's been great at launching ultimates, but they haven't really been hitting. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm gonna put my money on Namek. I think the combination of late Piccolo, early Piccolo, and I would have thought Nail and Demon King Piccolo they'll have in for this one. Because they haven't got a division match next week. They haven't got one for the week after or the week after that. Actually, have they played all their division matches?
I think
A
so.
lot
I
of
think
teams
they
are
have.
starting to finish their division matches.
Yeah. I think Namek have actually played all of their division matches right now. So, and they're coming up to a point where they really need to start. If they want that top spot, because really that's what they need to set their sights on right now. They need to set their sights on that top spot and keep ahead of Dragon Ball Warriors and Derp. So I think they're coming up against a 2-6 team. They're really going to want to hammer that advantage home. So I think Namek are going to go all out on this one. I think Namek will win.
I can see that. I definitely could.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on, let me put you down.
Stick with
I
North
would-
Kai Pride or?
No, I'm just thinking. I would actually probably say I'm going to go with margin for this one
Okay.
because I think they need a win. So I'm going to give
They
them
do
one
need a
to
win,
score.
but
Yeah, I think the DeBoer is gonna be better than he was this week, obviously, because usually he's a really strong character. They're gonna have Majin Vegeta back, who is, I'd still say, one of the strongest characters in the league. And I think that's gonna be enough to take down Namek.
we'll see. Next one.
Next one is Boo at Blades.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
This
You know what?
is gonna be insanely good.
Gosh, they're probably not gonna rotate out Kid Buu. And if they don't rotate out Kid Buu, I think Buu has this. But gosh, I will say Buu, but Blades have been so damn strong lately.
Blades have been really weird, and remember they're rotating out Sword Trunks last week.
Right. So they're getting him back.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for Blades on this one. I think Blades are gonna win. Yeah, chicken.
I think Blades. Oh, I don't know.
You can't take it back.
Hang on, no,
You can technically, but
I was going to say I think Blades have a stronger lineup, but Kid Buu is a lineup in and of himself.
Kid Buu is a lineup.
But
so
saying
is
that,
Tapion, so is Janimba, so is Sword Trunks. I mean, they all have
Yeah.
that potential to just do everything Kid Buu can do and maybe more.
So does
exactly.
Cyborg. No, never mind.
There was a
Ignore him.
reason. There was a reason I left him out of that.
Yes, I would say Blades as well.
Okay.
Wow. Probably gonna lose betting again.
I don't know about that. Ashik and I have been known to be wrong every now and then.
Not me.
Last match.
The Valkyries at Derp.
Oh god damn it! This is going to be another close one.
Ah,
They're gonna drop
they rotated out Salza
Rayleigh.
and then
Rayleigh. They're
They
not
are
gonna
gonna
take
drop
Rayleigh.
really. Yeah.
That's what I think.
I would have to. Part of me would agree with you because Derp's still one of the weaker teams, so they want to rotate out one of their stronger people. It'd be either a Rayleigh or 18 was just rotated out not too long ago
so
though.
I think it'll be Aurelia. I agree with you. So Derp rotated out Salza last week. Who are they going to? I'd say they're probably going to rotate out Hercule this week.
Didn't they just rotate Hercule a couple weeks ago?
Yeah, but that might
maybe.
be
But I
enough
think I
time.
don't think
Yeah.
I don't think they'll keep him in for this one.
Well, here's a question though: do they think the Vals are a big enough threat that they want to rotate out her on that week? Because here's the thing. The Team Derp is almost kind of a reverse of what most people think. Most people are like, man, we got to rotate out our strongest players during the weakest teams. Derp is like, we've got to rotate out Hercule when we have the best chance of winning. Because it's like Herc's almost a detriment. So
no,
it's like,
he
okay,
did really well against the margins. He's not.
he did do well. Now, don't get me wrong. But he is definitely the weakest member.
He's
of the
definitely the
team.
weakest member. I
So
agree
it's
with you.
it's almost like, do we need to win this week? Rotate out Herc. So do they think
I think they'll
Val's are
probably.
strong
I
enough?
think they'll probably rotate out Hercule, although maybe not because they have Dragon Ball Warriors in week 10. So you might want to keep him in for this week and then rotate him out next week. I don't know.
I would think they'd be much more likely to rotate out someone mediocre like Shen.
Oh my god, I don't know.
Plus, I think Supreme Kai hasn't been rotated in a while. I don't remember exactly, but I think he's been in for the past several weeks. I'm gonna go.
I'll go with Derp. Oh, no. I'm going with Derp.
I'm gonna go.
Okay.
You're gonna go with who?
Derp.
I'm gonna go with the Vals.
Okay.
Because I think Seiya Woman's been doing fantastic lately. Even if they take out a Rayleigh, they're getting Fasha back, who Fasha's been medium to good this season, and they're going to have 18. And I think that should be enough to take down her.
I don't know. I don't know. Dirt might rotate out Dodoria for this one
Yeah, they might.
because Dodoria hasn't been out for at least a few weeks. I just don't want an East Kai team to win. I don't know. No, I'm going to agree with HTK on this one. I think Derp's going to win.
Gosh. We're really clashing this week, aren't we?
The start of the week, the first 3 games, we all agree who's going to win.
Yeah.
But,
Wasn't it first 4?
four,
Did you
four
pick
yes,
for-
I can't count, sorry.
Oh, I see. Again.
Sorry, I don't count Earth Defenders as actually playing matches, I'm sorry.
Ow.
Listen, I can't
All of my
completely insult HJK and just ignore you. I have to spread it out a bit.
All of my feels.
I kind of feel better for that. At the same time.
God damn it, that wasn't intentional.
Wow.
Alright, I think unless either of you has something to mention, we're good to finish?
Yeah, I think we're good.
Yeah?
No, wait.
Okay, we're good to finish. We'll see you folks next week.